Hi friends, I found a great book for you. It's about why a little kid would want to grow up and become a teacher. It's all about her story. And I have a story very similar to it. So after I'm done reading you this book, I will tell you my story, okay? A Letter to My Teacher by Deborah Hopkinson. Dear teacher, whenever I had something to tell you, I tugged on your shirt and whispered in your ear. This time, I'm writing a letter. I hope you remember me. I was the one who marched to school that very first day, splashing through every puddle I could find. I wore a bright yellow raincoat and a dark, stormy frown. Because for me, school meant sitting still and listening, two things I wasn't very good at. I stood there ornery and dripping, just sure I'd be in trouble. But instead you grinned at me. Good morning, look at you, standing there like Mary Kingsley. Just got back from canoeing up the Orgu River. Who, I said? Where? Mary Kingsley, the fearless explorer, you explained. Someday we'll read about her and crocodiles. Now, go get the mop. Crocodiles? After taking attendance, you made a big announcement. Welcome! This year we'll be planting the first ever second grade garden. It'll be our great experiment. Yay! We get to dig in the mud, I shouted. Well, true, but first we have to read to our plants. We have to read about our plants. We have to use math to measure our plot, and we'll have to write in our garden plan. Reading, writing, math. I was better at running and jumping. The next week, we visited the creek behind the school to learn about plants and water. When you weren't watching, I started to hop the rocks right into the middle. I got stuck. Look at me. I'm, Mary, what's her name? I hollered, trying to sound brave. Watch out for crocodiles, you called back. Then you rushed to rescue me. Oh, thank goodness. On the way back, you held my hand and never told anyone how much I was shaking. She was really scared. She was just trying to pretend to be brave. All fall, I tried really hard to sit still. Right before Thanksgiving vacation, you asked, who wants to take the Mouse Brothers home? Me, pick me, please pick me. Guess who got to take them home? But while I was busy eating turkey, my cat Lucy ate one brother. I bought a replacement mouse, except I just couldn't tell you. One day, when we were cleaning their cage, you called me over to your desk and told me we might have to change the brothers' names to Ma and Pa Mouse. You knew the whole time, I said, laughing. Might as well get used to it. Teachers see everything. It's true. Winter came. The reading corner became our secret garden of stories. On Friday afternoons, we all curled up in a heap to listen, just like our new litter of mice. I loved it when you read to us, always begging for more, but I hate being called out to read out loud. I kept tripping over words. Once, right before my turn, I yelled, "Raise your hand if you want to go home." Another time, I clutched my throat and croaked, "Uh-oh, I lost my voice." Nothing fooled you, though. You called me to your desk and asked, when we make our garden, do you think the seeds will grow right away? No, I said. Everyone knows they need sun, time, and water. Well, learning takes time, too. Now, I think you have a cat. I nodded. Yes, Lucy, the one that likes to eat mice. I would like you to read to Lucy every day, you suggested. It might keep her out of trouble, I giggled. Maybe I'll read her Puss in Boots. I practiced hard, and you gave me extra help too. One day, you bought me a special book. I met a real author, and he autographed it just for you, you said. I looked at the cover and sounded out the words, "Wow, it's about her, the explorer, Mary Kingsley," you smiled. "Next week, you can share it with the class." In March, we explored our town. We went on field trip to an old house. It was full of history and old secret stairways. When I slipped away to look for hidden treasure in the root cellar, you and the whole class had to trudge down the old stone steps just to find me. Exasperating was the word you used. I remember because that night my mom helped me look it up in the dictionary. The day you brought in seeds for us to choose, I tugged on your shirt. "Can we plant this kind? The packet says early spring. We have bright red radishes in just a few weeks." "Good reading and great idea," she said. Thanks to the math games we played, measuring our garden patch was easy. At last, we turned over our soil and we were ready to plant. I was Radish Crew Chief and read out all the instructions all by myself. And spring, we watered and weeded, and we kept our garden journals too. Look how beautiful their garden's gonna be. Lots of hard work though. Lots of responsibility. On Friday, just before summer vacation, we wrote out invitations to every class to come join the salad we had grown all by ourselves. "Splendid spinach," said the principal. "It's because of our worms," I explained. I didn't know how to say thank you, so on the last day, I gave you a present, a memory quilt. I measured squares on paper and made the story of our year in each one. The reading corner worms in our compost, the magnificent mouse family, and best of all, a picture of you and me. And then you held it up for everyone to see. Thank you. I will never forget all of you. And the year of second grade garden. Me neither, I promised, and I never have. For a long time now, I've been wanting to write to you and tell you that even though I didn't always listen, and I know I was exasperating, second grade really was the best year ever. So I guess you won't be too surprised to hear that I'm still like to stomp through creeks, dig in the garden, and even read out loud to my cat. Most of all, I wanted to tell you that I'm about to start my first job, and tomorrow morning when I go to work, I'm thinking about you and everything you helped me explore, and I'll try my best to be just like you. What do you think her first job's gonna be? Look, she's a big kid now. Thank you for being my teacher. Love, your student. So she turned in to be a second grade teacher. The end. Okay, so here's my story, and I'll have to post a picture of it later. But my third grade teacher, Miss Coles, was my favorite teacher ever. She taught me how to sew. She helped me with math. I had a really hard time with math in school. And she taught us all these things about science. I think that's why science is one of my favorite subjects now. And then she would teach us all about messy art. And to this day, Miss Elizabeth's favorite thing to do with you guys is messy art. And on the last day of third grade, she actually made me a quilt too. And so I'll have to post a picture of it. But I love Miss Coles, and she's the reason I decided to become a teacher. All right, you guys, I'll see you soon. Bye.